In Tennessee, a man loses it when his wait for a pizza was longer than advertised. In California, a cyclist becomes the target of an enraged killer. And we take you inside the marriage of a beautiful equestrian who turned to murder for hire to attempt to off her husband. These stories and more coming at you today, Monday, September 18th on Real Life Real Crime Daily. And I'm Jim Chapman.
And I'm Woody Overton.
And I'm Mike Agovino. Happy Monday, fellas.
Monday
Funday.
You're a year older, Ago?
Yeah.
I don't even consider myself old, but I am old.
I can file for my Social Security if I want.
Wow, that hurts almost as much as me getting the AARP emails.
Since it's bankrupt, I'm thinking I should.
All right.
Actually, I think I'm going to wait a little bit.
So, without further ado,
We're jumping right into it today.
you came here to listen to it. We're about to give you true crime for Monday.
Well, we're going to go to the great state of Tennessee.
Yep.
And a man has threatened employees with a rifle at a Little Caesars because his pepperoni pizza order was taking too long.
God. He's
pled guilty to that charge. Charles Doty Jr., 64 years old, y'all, was arrested in November of 2021 after pointing an AK-47 at a pizza shop employee in Knoxville when the pizza wasn't hot and ready.
Oh, my God.
He pled guilty to 4 counts of aggravated assault. Authorities responded to the Little Caesars after a call for help. Witnesses told police that Doty, who is a Knoxville resident, became angry after being told about the wait and demanded free breadsticks. It wasn't even a 10-minute wait when he came in with the gun. This from Noah Beeler, who was working at the restaurant that day. If he would not have come in with the gun and waited maybe another two or 3 minutes, it would have already been boxed and in his hands. Doty left the store, came back with the AK-47 rifle, and demanded the pizza. He prevented one employee from leaving the store. To calm him down, another customer gave Doty her pizza so he would leave.
Good Samaritan.
Yeah, so an employee at the store at the time said, "I handed her crazy sauce. I'm about to have her leave." Walking out, and he comes in. The gun was pointed straight at us. He held it down a little bit. Then I looked at him. My eyes dropped to the gun, and he literally pulls it up, points it at me, points it at her, and says, "Where's my pizza? I want my pizza now."
Oh, my God.
Yep. So he has pled guilty to his charges, and yet another story where people are taking these little bitty things and just losing their damn mind.
Yeah, an AK-47. I mean, a handgun maybe.
Over one of the shittiest pizzas in the world. Go to at least rob a Pizza Hut or something.
Although if Little Caesars would like to sponsor us, we're okay.
Yeah. I mean, I used to go there in family pizza night or whatever and get like 5 of them for $5 each or whatever, and hot and ready. And
they're quick and they're cheap.
Yeah.
That's the good thing.
Not quick enough in Tennessee.
Yeah,
but let's go to Tennessee again. Y'all, we've covered this story numerous times, but here's an update. 5 former Memphis police officers were charged Tuesday with federal civil rights violations in the beaten death of Tyre Nichols as they continue to fight second-degree murder charges in state courts. Golly, here we go, y'all. Tadarius Bean, Desmond Mills, Demetrius Haley, Emmett Martin, and Justin Smith were indicted in the U.S. District Court in Memphis. The 4-count indictment charges them with deprivation of rights under the color of law through excessive force and failure to intervene, and through deliberate indifference, conspiracy to witness tampering, and obstruction of justice through witness tampering. Charges come 9 months after the violent beaten death during a January 7th traffic stop near Nichols' Memphis home, in which they punched, kicked, and slugged the 29-year-old with a baton as he yelled for his mom. Nichols died at the hospital 3 days later. The 5 former officers, all black like Nichols, have pled not guilty to state charges of secondary murder and other alleged offenses in the case. U.S. Attorney Kevin Ritz in West Tennessee said at an afternoon news briefing that the state and federal cases are on separate tracks. Ritz declined to predict how quickly they would proceed because they're going to be slow AF, y'all. Kristen Clark, who leads the U.S. Department of Justice Civil Rights Division, said at the appearance that the 5 former officers used excessive force, failed to advise medical personnel about Nichols' injuries, and conspired to cover up their misconduct. In our country, no one is above the law, she said, adding she met earlier Tuesday with Nichols' mother and stepfather. The indictment says the officers failed to tell dispatchers, their supervisor, and emergency medical technicians they knew Nichols had been hit repeatedly, trying to cover up their use of force and shield themselves from criminal liability. Additionally, the indictment alleges instances where the officers used their body cameras to limit what evidence could be captured at the scene. Marv moved his body camera where it wouldn't show the video of the beating, and Haley and Smith activated theirs only after the beating. And Haley and Mills took theirs off when emergency medical personnel were on the scene. At the arrest scene, the officers afterward discussed hitting Nichols with straight haymakers. Even as Nichols' condition deteriorated and he became unresponsive, then Nichols could be seen on police video on the ground, slumped against a police car. The indictment also alleges the officers falsely stated Nichols actively resisted arrest at the beating scene and that he grabbed on Smith's protective vest and pulled on the officers' duty belts. The officers were part of a crime suppression team that officials disbanded after his death. However, members of that Scorpion unit have been moved to other teams.
Wow.
Right? Crazy.
Were the original videos, because, I mean, it was shocking what we got to see. Were they civilian videos?
Some of them must have been, but they obviously they knew they were in
cell
trouble.
phone.
And they had no idea they had, I mean.
Well, I mean, you know, it's like Jim says,
ridiculous.
Camera all the time and whatever, but I don't know. Shit bags.
There's no understanding what happened
They
in that case.
They deserve what they get.
Well, wasn't there some sort of I don't know if it was a rumor or if it's been confirmed, but that Tyre Nichols was dating one of their ex-wives or something like that.
Something like that. But
I think it was an ex-wife or something. So, not that excuses it.
Yeah,
but,
well, and supposedly they pulled him over on a bullshit charge and all that.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to go to San Diego, to Del Mar, California, where last week Woody gave us sort of the first bits of what was becoming public about this $2 million murder for hire plot with this woman, Tatiana Remley.
Tatiana.
In front of the black flag.
And a lot of new stuff has come out, and
She is purty.
Dicey.
She's purty.
Tatiana Remley walked into the Solana Beach, California Starbucks and turned heads. Among the well-dressed clientele, the 5'11", 125-pound, 43-year-old wore a tank top and sweatshorts. Her companion was a thuggish-looking dude who sported sunglasses, a sideways hat, and baggy shorts. You could tell something was up, a worker told the New York Post.
My shorts were not baggy.
Revealing new details in a scandal that has shocked and entranced Southern California society, and which encompasses claims of elite orgies, guns, and a threat taken straight.
Now that's a party.
And a threat taken straight from The Godfather.
I knew I liked her for some reason.
Remley had arrived at that Starbucks to discuss a $2 million hit on her husband, Mark Remley. After about 10 minutes, the thug went into the restroom, 2 cops pulled up, and 4 San Diego police officers beelined to the patio. They rushed back there, had her handcuffed, and started going through her bag. A Starbucks worker recalled the officers were efficient and walked her out to the cruiser and took off. But the thuggish guy was still in the bathroom. The worker, slightly panicked by the thug being left behind, went outside to notify the pair of remaining officers. One of them told them, "Don't worry, he's with us, and that's all I can tell you," the worker recounted. Then an SUV with blackened windows pulled up to the thuggish guy, and he went in it. He was an undercover cop. The arrest was the final unraveling in a tumultuous and allegedly violent 12-year marriage between Tatiana, said to be compulsively sexual Russian bombshell, and her husband, Mark, who had inherited $26 million from his parents. Their relationship featured fast cars, lots of drug use, guns, and a blown fortune.
Sounds like an Eagles song.
And now in Splitsville. Mark reportedly bankrolled iffy business ventures that Tatiana wanted to get going. Among them, a performing horse show called Valatar that we talked about, a cycling studio called Rhythm and Power, and a polo team. All of those businesses failed. In terms of what Mark actually did to earn money for the couple that shared a $5.3 million home in Del Mar beside the Del Mar polo fields, no one really knows. Their lifestyle was reckless. It was toxic, a friend of Tatiana's told the New York Post. They were both having sexual relationships with all kinds of other people. There were prostitutes, strippers, sex clubs. Indeed, the first episode of the 2017 Showtime series called Naked Sanctum, which was about an elite sex club, featured Mark and Tatiana hanging out with fellow swingers. Staring into the camera, Tatiana cooed, "I'm all about pushing limits."
Yes.
Later, Mark said, "Sex is probably the biggest part of our lives." Underscoring the point, Tatiana engaged in sex acts with a variety of women in the documentary. Hey. And Mark could be heard stating, "I'm kind of an adrenaline junkie. I love to take risks, and I love to live on the edge." Sources told the New York Post that Tatiana slept her way through their neighboring polo club and was targeting rich men. In July, the Remleys' marriage hung on the brink of dissolution. On July 2nd, Tatiana filed for divorce. In the divorce papers, she maintained that friends of her husband broke my expensive horse statue in the yard and put the head of the horse in my bed, Godfather style.
May offer you can't refuse.
The video obtained by the New York Post and shot in late May at her house shows a cast horse's head in her bed. 9 days after that, 9 days after she filed for divorce, the house caught on fire and burned to the ground. Yep. Tatiana claimed to have no idea how that happened. Following the fire, the police were called to the house. Officers asked for Tatiana's ID, and there were 4 guns loaded in her purse.
4?
4. Police arrested her for gun possession. Amazingly, that is not even the most shocking incident involving the couple and firearms. Mark got arrested once, said a friend, because he was standing naked at the top of the driveway with an elephant gun. He had come after her with a knife, and she had to run out of the house in her underwear. Then there are claims in the divorce report that Mark put a gun to Tatiana's head. It was far from the only police call. After the arrest in Starbucks, a California Highway Patrol officer told the Starbucks worker how he turned up at the Remley residence in response to a noise complaint from a neighbor. Tatiana was completely disheveled, but she had the ritziest horse trailer, said the officer. He was likely referring to her Lakota Longhorn, which, according to the divorce record, has a fair market value of $135,000 for a horse trailer. Eric Martinovich, who worked with the couple around 2012 on one of their failed businesses, said that Tatiana wanted him to come down and sleep with her while Mark watched.
Hey. Kinky.
"I believe she would try to kill him," Martinovich told the Post. "She is volatile and cold. I don't know if she thought she would get his money. She's not bright. I think she did it because she thought it would get her paid." In the divorce report, Tatiana claimed to be, quote, "in dire need of support." Now she's accused of a murder-for-hire plot. It's alleged began when the hitman was referred to her by a man who happened to be friends with Tatiana's husband. The friend who had discussed killing Mark allegedly squealed to the would-be victim about what the wife was planning. Mark reported it to the police, and that set up the entire sting operation. Martinovich shared a story about a cast party. At the party, Tatiana had a belt around Mark's neck and led him by that belt around his neck for the chunk of the night. She made people give him lap dances. But as Martinovich saw things, Tatiana was getting used to getting her way. His entire personality was built around doing whatever she wanted. If she wanted something done, he would pay for it. Money didn't matter. He did whatever she wanted, and he paid for it. I saw him lose millions on these equestrian ventures. Some of what she wanted, according to her friend, was to watch Mark as he had sex with other women. There was the night that Mark and her former love interest brought home an entire strip club. They brought every person, every woman from the strip club back to their house. That was par for the course, she said. She enjoyed him with other women, but only when it was under her control. That night, it was anything but. The women were going through everything, just ransacking all of her things, said the friend. They went for her Louboutin shoes and bags. In the divorce filing, Tatiana claimed that $250,000 of property was stolen or destroyed, including animals, clothing, my cars, and motorcycles. The animals were 3 silky fainting goats, Milky Way, Milkshake, and Milk It, and 3 parrots, including Ada, an African gray, and a calculator, an Amazon Red. And another bird named Calculator that was an Amazon Red. These days, Mark seems to be lying low and not taking calls from the media. Tatiana is locked up in Las Colinas Detention Center in Santee, California, awaiting a hearing in October. She's pleaded not guilty to solicitation for murder.
Very interesting.
How much is her bail? I'm just
Could
asking.
you taking the entire? They closed down a titty bar and
strip
brought everybody home to their house.
Tatiana.
Yeah, Tatiana, that's why you
Come
got
to me,
$250,000 of damage. I'd say stay away from Tatiana.
Well, and you know those Russian women, man. You ever since Rocky V, I learned all I need to know about Russian women. Brigitte Nielsen.
Give us a Russian accent.
Hello.
Boom.
No, don't take that out. We got.
I will break you, Rocky.
That was the rare Russian who moved from Mexico at age 12 to Russia.
Oh, Tatiana.
What's Tatiana's tattoo?
I knew she was a freak.
I can't make out her tattoo. Can anybody make out
it looks
that
like I don't know what that is. Mike. I like the
I was a little
placement.
disappointed. I thought this was going to end up being a real horse head because I knew she was a big equestrian bum.
I was not disappointed at all in Tatiana.
Yeah, she
What a-
should make the all Woody team.
Yeah, she should.
Well, we should place your
Tatiana.
business with her.
Freaky.
Hey, y'all, let me tell you about Gobble. All Gobble meal kits are pre-prepped. That means less work for you and less waste in your kitchen. Their meal kits include everything you need so you can save time at the store or just skip that trip entirely. I got the box in and I had 3 different meals. I had a Kung Pao chicken, crispy fish tacos, and a beef bourguignon, however you say it. But let me tell you about the classic beef bourguignon. Look, it came with beef pot roast and a beef broth concentrate, red wine demi-glace, cremini mushrooms, cipollone onions, mashed potatoes, baby carrots, and rosemary thyme butter. It was so easy to make. Literally like 15 minutes it took Cindy. And let me tell you something, and all the dishes were fire, but this thing was like a taste explosion in my mouth. It's just unreal. We've got to spend more time together and more time doing the things we love because everything came in this one single box right to my door. So see what a difference Gobble will make for your household. Right now, they're offering my listeners a fantastic limited time deal. You get $120 off across 4 boxes plus free shipping and free cookies. And let me tell you, those cookies, I ate one that was sin-baked and it was delicious. Go to gobble.com/real life. That's GOBBLE.com/real life for $120 off your first 4 boxes. This offer is not available on the home site, so don't miss out. This is genius. It's taste explosions in your mouth like you never had. Spark something uncommon this holiday with just the right gift from Uncommon Goods. The busy holiday season is here, and Uncommon Goods makes it less stressful with incredible hand-picked gifts for everyone on your list, all in one spot. Gifts to spark joy, wonder, delight, and that's exactly what I wanted feeling. Hey, y'all, I ordered a super cool piece. It's a candle with a sculpture of LSU's Tiger Stadium on top of it. And each officially licensed laser cut wooden replica features up to 4 layers of detail, creating a bird's eye view of a specific football field, seating section, and more. And every label includes your stadium's name, the team's logo, and school location. And it has a coconut, soy, vegan wax infused with sandalwood smell that creates tailgates and touchdown scent profile, reminiscent of game day. It's invigorating like fresh cut grass and nostalgic like smoke from a pre-game grill.
and calming like the crisp autumn air of a new semester on campus. Y'all, I love it. I have it at the base of my TV, and I'm ready to watch the Tigers play on Saturday night, right? Uncommon Goods. Look, when you shop at Uncommon Goods, you're supporting artists and small independent businesses. And many of their handcrafted products are made in small batches. So shop now before they sell out this holiday season. Uncommon Goods looks for products that are high quality, unique, and often handmade or made in the U.S. They have the most meaningful, out of the ordinary gifts anywhere. They even have gifts you can personalize. From holiday host and hostess gift to the coolest finds for kids, to hits for everyone from the book lovers to diehard sports fans. Uncommon Goods has something for everyone, not the same old selections you can just find anywhere. And with every purchase you make at Uncommon Goods, they give $1 to a nonprofit partner of your choice. They've donated more than $3 million to date. So to get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/RLRC. That's uncommongoods.com/RLRC for 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods, we're all out of the ordinary.
All right, so we're going to bring you to Huntington Beach, California, home of Tito Ortiz.
That's right, the fighter.
And I think the titty bar that where they took everybody.
They called the whole city bar.
Very good.
They probably flew him in on a helicopter.
Likely. Well, a boy was arrested Tuesday in connection with a series of hit and run incidents in Huntington Beach in which one person was killed. Huntington Beach police arrested the individual, whom they only described as a male and a minor, on Tuesday about 9 p.m. on suspicion of hitting multiple cyclists with his car. Stephen Gonzalez, 70, was killed actually in one of the collisions. The boy was booked into the Orange County Juvenile Hall on charges of homicide and assault with a deadly weapon. Officers found the vehicle driven by the suspect, which led to his arrest. The boy struck 3 cyclists in 3 separate incidents Sunday evening in the popular cycling area of Huntington Beach in 3 separate incidents. The car was described by witnesses as a black Toyota 4-door sedan that had minor damage to the passenger side bumper. The first attack happened around 10 p.m. when a male cyclist was hit while riding his bike. The driver fled the scene, and the cyclist had minor injuries. A second hit and run occurred a few streets over. The rider told police he was sideswiped by a driver who fled. The cyclist was treated at that scene for minor injuries. Police got a call at about 10:45 the same evening, and that a third person had been gravely injured at just a block away from the second incident. The man, identified as a Huntington Beach resident, was given aid at the scene, but died of his injuries. So this young minor at that kid went on a rampage and just decided he was going to mow down cyclists and didn't stop. One street over, 2 streets over.
That's crazy.
What's going on, man?
I don't know.
That's a weird. Huntington Beach is a weird spot in the middle of SoCal because it's all it's beach and bikers and a very different vibe there.
Maybe that's a take off the GTA or something, right?
Yeah,
and it's right next to Newport. I mean, it's right there.
Well, I'm gonna make y'all feel a little bit better about this next story because even though I got a 1-star review that said I laughed about bullying puppies, which wasn't true because you can go eat a bag of dicks. I'm gonna take. We all love our animals here, right? As you know, Jim, unfortunately, last week lost one of his family members, and graciously, Louisiana Crematory took care of Wendy. Very compassionate and
absolutely
sending that baby to heaven and the urn and all that, but. They actually, and I didn't even know they did this, the American Humane Society actually hosts a Hero Dog Awards. Okay, so, and they just came out with the list of their top dog finalists. So
the ratings were higher than the VMAs, actually.
Probably so. So
that wouldn't be too hard.
They would be higher than the VMAs.
So this annual award competition is held to recognize America's hero dogs in law enforcement, first responder dogs, and service military dogs. The competition began in April when hundreds of dog owners from across the country submitted their pups for consideration to be crowned a hero dog. The finalists were announced, and the winner will be presented with the award of American Hero Dog on Friday, November 10th, 2023. All right. So, and the dogs get to walk the red carpet and be judged by a panel of hosts. And the president and CEO of the American Humane, Dr. Robin Ganzert, said in a media statement that the awards provide an opportunity for Americans to celebrate the strength, hope, and happiness that their dogs bring to their lives. Now, that was a long way for me to get to this. Here are the finalists, y'all. Check this out. The law enforcement and first responder, Lieutenant K9 Poppy. Poppy is the finalist in the law enforcement and first responder dog category and is a 5-year-old Labrador from Columbia, South Carolina, and is considered a valuable member of the University of South Carolina Police Department. At the university, Poppy helps to complete security sweep, does crowd screening, and is involved in safety presentations for students. The next one is Service and Guide, Moxie. Moxie is a finalist in the Service and Guide category. She's known for being a life-saving service dog to her handler. Moxie is a 5-year-old mini golden doodle from Missouri who serves her 42-year-old handler. Now, Katie Harris is a social worker and a former collegiate athlete who lost her ability to walk in 2018 due to a rare genetic condition called Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, according to the American Humane Society. Moxie has worked as a service dog for Harris for the last 4 years, helping her complete simple tasks such as picking up items from the ground and opening and closing the doors. She also provides medical alerts when necessary. The Fort Leonard Wood, we used to call that Lost in the Woods. Fort Leonard Wood USO was the first to implement a USO therapy dog program in 2012, later becoming the USO Canine program in 2015. So, all right, y'all, let me tell you about the next one. The military working canine Buddha. Buddha is the finalist in the military working dog category, and he's known for being one of only 18 certified explosive detection canines in the U.S. Coast Guard. Buddha is a 4-year-old German short-haired pointer from Oceanside, California, who works to protect his local community on water and land, according to the American Humane Society. So shout out to those dogs, and hey, shout out to the American Humane Society for hosting that.
Yeah, I think that's pretty cool.
These dogs are
and
super
different
important.
breeds too.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
usually see the German Shepherds and the what do you call them?
Malinois.
You got the golden doodles.
Here we got a
Malinois.
lab. We got a golden doodle.
A GSP, German short-haired pointer.
Yeah.
All different kinds.
I think we had a story with that Moxie before. I think Moxie.
Maybe so.
I think Moxie is able to get everything together for that. Basically, prepares them for their day every day, and
able to pick stuff up and alert medical people and everything else.
I think
Good stuff.
I think the dog might even administer the medication.
So we bred and raised English Springer Spaniels, and one of them is in California and is used to train other PTSD dogs.
Oh, that's cool.
Let's go to East Lansing, Michigan, the home of
Nick Saban. Before
He was there at one
before
point.
he was at
He was there at one
Alabama and LSU.
It is the home of Michigan State University,
Yes.
where Magic Johnson once dribbled the ball, and many great players. Plexico Burris, I think, among them.
Plexico.
Played some
Plexiglass.
football, but we have man, is this a crazy story. So the head football coach there, a guy named Mel Tucker, who was just 2 years ago signed to an enormous long-term contract worth nearly $100 million.
Really?
Yeah. So Tucker hired a consultant, a woman by the name of Brenda Tracy, who is an expert in sexual harassment, and brought her in as a consultant to talk to the team on multiple occasions over a period of time. Well, apparently Tucker, who's a married man with kids, developed a relationship with Brenda Tracy, the consultant. And the relationship appeared to become one where on at least one occasion, but it sounds like there may be multiples, that they participated in phone sex.
What was her phone number?
Tucker has admitted to the phone sex, and this is where it gets confusing for me, guys, so help me out.
Right.
He says it was phone sex. It was consensual.
Right.
She says he harassed her, that it is a sexual assault.
Oh, my God.
The university has suspended him without pay, and he has a clause in his contract, a morality clause, where the university, which I would say from an outside view, but I know that this is the majority opinion, this guy's not worth that contract that they signed him to. So I think the university that right now has him on unpaid suspension is going to say, see ya, on all of that money and bank that money. Now, they have not done that yet. University president, the Michigan State president, is a woman, which also will play into this. Teresa K. Woodruff and athletic director Alan Holler announced the suspension pending the results of an outside investigation into the allegations. Now, what evidence has come to the table thus far is a bunch of phone records showing the couple having about 25 conversations over a period of time where they talked about once every 2 weeks, and they talked for around a half hour as the average conversation. I don't think you have half-hour conversations every 2 weeks with someone that you've hired as a consultant. They were doing more, and he's admitted they were doing more, but she's saying, no, I was the consultant, and then there was this harassment. Now, why don't you hang up the phone?
I don't know. Maybe she recorded it. I don't know.
I don't know if they have. Well, he's admitted it, so I don't know that she needs to have.
Well, I mean, no, she's saying it's harassment. That means it's an unwanted conversation. He's saying it was a consensual conversation. I understand about hanging it up, but if you're a harassment fucking professional, and the dude's got $100 million, you're going to record him in that, and or he might have been like, hey, baby, take your panties off, some shit like that.
What are you wearing?
Dude, I don't do that.
What do you smell like?
Yeah, something stupid.
Well, the hearing is scheduled.
But if it was phone sex, as $100 million phone nut that dude just got.
Well,
Yeah,
he's three. I think he's 3 years into the contract. It was $95 million contract, 10 years, is 7 years.
It's a whole lot of money.
It's like $65 million left on that thing. He's got a wife and kids.
Yep. Oh yeah. That's a whole other side of it.
Playing with yourself during a phone conversation. Wow. Well, October 5th, we will have a hearing that is scheduled to determine, and that hearing is to determine if he violated the school's sexual harassment and exploitation policy, which if he did, then they can definitely void his contract. And that's the date where I think we'll see them fire him if they can.
I definitely think that I should call and get an interview with her.
No, you shouldn't, because if she's cray cray,
and especially if you're already dating Tatiana, you're
Tatiana would be all for it.
You're going to end up with worse than a horse head in your bed.
I mean, if she's a victim,
right. I joke.
If she's a victim, hate it for her, and if she's not, then I hate it for him.
Well, we had, we told you on Friday's episode about a little lawn rage and people losing their mind over what would generally be something that may be aggravating, worth killing somebody over. No. And usually end up later on regretting it. Well, we all get aggravated when we're hanging out with our buddies or wives or husbands, if you're listening out there and you're a wife. And they're constantly on their phone. Maybe they're looking down at their text, or they're, you're trying to talk to them. Well, I've got a situation that developed in Idaho where somebody had enough of someone always being on the phone. And we're going to tell you about it.
Oh, boy.
72-year-old man, y'all. Deputies arrested this 72-year-old man after he shot someone at a park because he was annoyed the victim was constantly on his cell phone. Blaine County deputies and Haley Police Department officers conducted a welfare check at what's known as Lions Park after receiving a report that someone was screaming for help. When they arrived, they found a man with a gunshot wound, transported him to the hospital for treatment, and the suspect left the scene in a gray car. The suspect, William Butler, was arrested last week on a charge of attempted murder. The victim, 34-year-old Michael Boss, was flown to a local hospital, then transferred to the University of Utah hospital. Butler and his wife regularly walked their dog at Lions Park, and Butler became frustrated with Boss because he was constantly talking on his phone every time they go to the park. Right. These miserable old men.
Just enjoy some nature.
Like,
right?
really?
Yeah.
Butler went to Lions Park intending to shoot Boss,
There you go.
who sustained a gunshot wound to the head. Police searched Butler's home and found a .22 caliber pistol with a silencer on it.
What?
Yes.
It's hard to get a silencer.
In the end, he got it. And in the incident, Butler approached Boss and asked Boss if he noticed any moose around.
What?
Yeah, that's what he did. When Boss looked back down at his phone after saying, no, I don't see any moose.
Yeah, maybe he's checking his phone for moose.
Right. Butler reportedly shot him above the left eye. The bullet reportedly went through his head and into his right temple. Boss said he immediately went blind and couldn't see anything after getting shot. He said, "There's no chance for me to return any of my vision. I will be blind for the rest of my life." Boss, who is a dog trainer, will receive additional treatment and testing at the University of Washington, which he said will be challenging. And he believes Butler's intention was for me to die that day. You think so?
Yeah, right.
I hope anyone who is feeling that kind of way, that's a signal to seek help.
I think they should take that old dude's eyes and cut them out.
I'm telling you. I mean, what the hell, man?
So, like, every single time this guy went to walk his dog at the park, this other guy was there on the phone?
Yeah, and it's just
weird.
aggravate the hell out of him.
Yeah.
And to the point that he shot him.
Yeah, that is one.
You can get cranky in your 70s.
You know what? I would. Well, I'll say that, but I would definitely suspect, and I was thinking about this last night, that this guy has some kind of dementia or Alzheimer's stuff going on. That is in the onset.
Put him on that out the box,
because this makes absolutely no logical sense.
I would wonder if he even tried to hide it or anything, or he just waited. Because if he just waited for the cops to come and get him and say, "Hey, look, dude was on his phone too much," then he has an insanity.
It's absolutely nuts.
It's crazy. Yeah. Crazy.
Idaho,
I don't get
turning
it.
them out.
I don't get it. 22 caliber has killed more people in the history of the world than all the other calibers combined.
Yeah, believe that.
Yeah. All right, so y'all.
But there ought to be something that when someone is excessive, when they're abusing the phone, there ought to be some kind of action we can take against that. Like, you ought to be able to just,
Yeah, well, in the perfect world,
like a shot,
buzz that phone and turn it
or
off.
I was going to say, in the perfect world, the phone companies would build in a timer. It shocks you after like 15 seconds or something. But they're not going to do that. They'll lose their money. But let's go to Michigan. And a Michigan man who had been on the run after authorities accused him of killing his mom was arrested from a Domino's in downtown Detroit. Joshua Hill, 25, had been wanted since Monday after authorities said he shot and killed his 64-year-old mother in Inkster, a suburb of Detroit. Hill's mother has not yet been publicly identified. Detroit Police Chief James White said that Hill was spotted by a city police officer at Domino's. The officer recognized Hill because of media reports and photos of the suspect that had been circulated. He saw him downtown buying a pizza. The TV station reported that Hill actually ordered a cheesy bread rather than a pizza. State police said when Hill was arrested, he was armed with a gun, but White told Fox 2 that the officer did not have to use force to apprehend him. Hill's mother was shot and killed on Labor Day. Police had initially responded to a home to the home after a 911 caller reported suspicious circumstances. When police made it inside, they found his mama dead. Bruh, that dude's got it coming to him. The only thing they hate worse than rapists and baby rapers is somebody that kills their own mama.
Killed mama.
Yep.
And had to have some cheesy bread.
Cheesy bread.
So we've had Little Caesars and Domino's.
Right.
In this episode.
Well, the funny thing in that article is they felt the need to correct it from pizza to cheesy bread. Like that was part of the story, you know. Thank God he got caught. And a lot of times these people get caught trying to blend back into, you know, society, and you got to get your pizza and you never know who's in front of you.
Yeah. He may be a mom killer, but he would never have pizza at Domino's.
That's right.
Only go for the cheesy bread.
Yeah.
Many of you will remember the story that I am going to talk about right now. A father of a Virginia student who was sexually assaulted in her high school bathroom by a trans student has been pardoned after his 2 years ago arrest for protesting at a school board meeting. Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin announced on Sunday that he had pardoned Scott Smith of his disorderly conduct conviction stemming from the June of 2021 incident. The episode featured prominently throughout the gubernatorial campaign that year for Youngkin, who has made support for so-called parents' rights a cornerstone of his political brand. Scott Smith is a dedicated parent who faced unwarranted charges in his pursuit to protect his daughter, Youngkin said Sunday in a press release. Scott's commitment to his child, despite the immense obstacles, is emblematic of the parental empowerment movement that started in Virginia. Smith threatened to kick out the teeth of deputies who dragged him away from a Loudoun County school board meeting over state-mandated protections for transgender students. The local news outlet reported that he had argued loudly, clenched his fist, and sworn at a woman while demanding answers over the handling of his daughter's rape. In a statement released Sunday, Smith vowed to pursue legal action against Loudoun County Public Schools and continue fighting, quote, for parents and their children. The district did not immediately respond to phone calls or give any agree to any press meetings. Smith told WJLA-TV that his pardon marked a bittersweet moment. He hoped the justice system would absolve him of wrongdoing without an off-ramp of a pardon. What happened to me cannot ever happen to another American again, Smith said. The teenager convicted of assaulting Smith's daughter was later found guilty of assaulting another classmate at a nearby school where the perpetrator was allowed to attend classes while awaiting trial in juvenile court. This case galvanized parents nationwide when reports spread that the cisgender male student wore a skirt during the first attack. So the attack happened in a girls' bathroom where he went into the girls' bathroom because that was the policy for transgender. So
craziness. A little bit off topic. You know about our pardon debacle and all that in Louisiana. You know who got pardoned yesterday and got released from Angola?
Who?
Honey Badger's dad.
No way.
Yeah. And the Honey Badger is a true testament to a dude that turned his life around. I actually have his cell phone number. He and I are friends, and I can't tell you why we're friends, but we are. And his dad had been in prison his whole life. He was raised by his grandmother, and he was in prison for murder. And John Belvers just let him out yesterday. So hopefully he'll stay on the straight and narrow.
Hey, ladies, are you feeling overwhelmed by hormonal changes? Well, you're definitely not alone. There are more than 1,000 hormone disruptors living in our environment right now. It's in your food, your water, the air you breathe, the clothes you wear, your skincare products. They all mess with your hormones. Then there's the natural hormone changes your body goes through, premenopause, menopause. And while it's a natural process, it doesn't mean you have to suffer through it. The good news is you don't have to suffer through it anymore, because now you have Hormone Harmony, a formula made only with herbal ingredients that are shown to reduce hormonal symptoms in women of all ages. Hormone Harmony is not just a hormone support and supplement. It's become a phenomenon. Women can't stop talking about it on social media. A bottle of Hormone Harmony is sold every 24 seconds. And the biggest benefit? Well, my wife says it makes her feel like her own self again. And that's what women mention over and over in the reviews. And there are over 30,000 reviews for Hormone Harmony. And for a limited time, you can get 15% off your entire first order at happymammoth.com. Just use code RLRC at checkout. That's happymammoth.com and use code RLRC for 15% off today. That's happymammoth.com and use code RLRC.
Hey, y'all. Changing my wardrobe from summer to fall, it's never easy. Luckily, Quince offers timeless and high-quality items I adore. Ensure my wardrobe stays fresh and I don't blow my budget. And there's nothing easier than going to Quince and choosing these high-quality items, like cashmere sweaters from $50, pants for every occasion, washable silk tops, and so much more. The best part? All Quince items are priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. By partnering directly with top factories, Quince cuts out the cost of the middleman and passes the savings on to us. And Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices and premium fabrics and finishes, and I love that. I got the stainless steel Link Apple Watch band for $59.90. It's heavy duty, it's awesome, and it's like $100 less than I could find anywhere else. And I also got a 100% organic cotton fisherman quarter zip up sweater. The color is alabaster. Man, I can't wait to wear that this fall. And Cindy got the Mongolian cashmere boat neck sweater in heather gray. And I'm telling you, these are classic pieces at a fraction of the price. Make switching seasons a breeze with Quince's high-quality closet essentials. Go to quince.com/RLRC for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/RLRC to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/RLRC. You'll thank me later.
You can now take off that belt and move freely around the cabin.
It is a mile high crime for today. And look, we've got when I came across this one, I'm like, man, I got to do this one on the next show. And it's very interesting, one we hadn't done. So we're going to tell you about a Delta passenger's dog who went missing at an Atlanta airport and was found safe after 3 weeks. What? So, people travel with pets. Yeah. And I don't know if any of y'all either one of y'all ever flown your dog? Mike, you have?
Always in the cabin, though. Never,
okay.
Always in the cabin.
What about you, Woody?
Not in the cabin.
All right. Well, let me tell you about this situation. After enduring nearly a month of heartache and anxiety, a dog owner can finally rest after her missing dog was found safe at Atlanta's Hartsfield Jackson Airport on Saturday. Delta Airlines passenger Paula Rodriguez's 6-year-old dog Maya was lost in August at the airport, which is considered among the busiest in the world. The airport's operations team found Maya hiding near the North Cargo facilities, and they posted this on X, which is the platform formerly known as Twitter. Tyre, but in apparent good health, she was transported to a vet and is expected to return home soon. Now, on August 18th, Rodriguez and Maya embarked on a journey from their home in the Dominican Republic to California for a 2-week vacation. However, when they arrived in Atlanta for a layover, Rodriguez was informed by Border Patrol staff that her tourist visa did not meet the necessary requirements. They canceled her visa and told her she would need to return home on the next flight. When the next flight to Punta Cana, scheduled for the following day, Rodriguez faced the distressing reality of spending the night alone in a detention center separated from her canine. They called a Delta agent who took Maya from me, Rodriguez said. The next day, Rodriguez arrived at her flight's gate early, eagerly awaiting her reunion with Maya, and to her dismay, Maya never arrived. Unable to remain in the United States for over 24 hours without a visa, Rodriguez was left no choice but to board her flight to Punta Cana without Maya, an experience that she said triggered a panic attack during her journey home. I can imagine it did. Everyone who knows me knows what she meant to me. Rodriguez said of her pet, I don't go anywhere without her. She's very well behaved and I take her everywhere. 2 days after Maya went missing, a Delta representative contacted Rodriguez to share the unfortunate news. He said that she was being transported to the plane on the runway and the staff had opened her kennel and she had escaped into the middle of the runway. Despite Rodriguez's relentless calls to Delta for updates, weeks went by without receiving any information. A Delta spokesman said in a statement that Delta teams have been working to locate and reunite the pet with the customer and remain in touch with the customer to provide updates. Delta people feel deeply concerned for the customer and the dog and were committed to ongoing search efforts. With the cancellation of her tourist visa, Rodriguez sent her mother to Atlanta to join the search efforts in a vast 4,000-acre Hartsfield-Jackson airport. Rodriguez shared the agonizing toll that Maya's disappearance had taken and described it as a living nightmare. Her worst fears faded on Saturday when Atlanta officials announced Maya's discovery 3 weeks after she was lost.
What the hell did the
How
dog
about
eat
that?
and drink for 3 weeks?
That's a great question.
Right?
Well, they discard food.
Somebody's
feeding on it.
Yeah. But thank God, that's just crazy.
It must have been an expensive dog or what? Otherwise, why would they open the cage?
Yeah.
I mean, you don't know the dog gonna bite the
That's
shit
a great
out of
question.
you, right?
Maybe somebody, we're going to pet. Maybe they thought it was a cute dog or something. And I'm sure that happens. And
Crazy story.
I think she's going to get a few bucks out of Delta for all
You can now
that.
take off.
I think she should at least get airplane flights for the rest of her life for free.
Right.
Delta Airlines, just saying. There you go. That's your mile high crime for the day. Now we're getting into some kinkiness.
Kinky crime.
We already have one. You can almost count Tatiana. She's kinky.
Yeah, you're right.
We can almost read that story. I'll hear it twice.
Kinky and crazy.
Freaky and everything else in between. So, sex dolls, I never even touched one, but I know they were coming. No, I'm serious. Serious. I guess I never needed that. But this is, I don't know. I don't understand this. Let me tell you about it. A Detroit man with a history of smashing store windows to grab female mannequins has been accused of indulging in his fetish again. The
old mannequin fetish.
Right? I don't know how they know it's male or female. I guess the fake boobs. It's not like they have vaginas and
I
stuff.
think it's
on
pretty
them, right?
easy to tell.
No, I was thinking about the lower end. I don't think they have genitalia on them, right? So a Detroit man with a history of smashing store windows to grab female mannequins has been accused of indulging in his fetish again. Ronald A. Dotson, 39, was arrested and jailed after breaking a window at a cleaning supply company to get at a mannequin.
Oh my God.
But check this out. To get at a mannequin in a black and white French maid's uniform.
Hey, that's definitely a female.
Right? A judge Thursday ordered him to undergo psychiatric examination to determine whether he is competent to stand trial on charges of attempted breaking and entering. Mr. Dotson went to prison and they haven't helped him, said his lawyer, Edward Kahn. He got out of prison and he was right back out there. It's pretty bizarre, you fucking think. Dotson has been out of prison for less than a week, y'all, when he was caught. His pursuit of mannequins over the past 13 years has led to at least 6 convictions for breaking and entering, and he probably got away with it 50 times, and a stint in prison. He told his parole officer he was going to buy mannequins so he didn't have to do these break-ins anymore, said Detective
There you
Moore.
go.
And the detective also said, apparently, that didn't work out.
Good call, detective.
Didn't he have a collection of mannequins then over time? I don't know why he had to keep
them back from
getting
him, but
more. I don't know.
I don't know what to do with that because, like I said, I don't think they have any genitalia on them. What are you going to do with it?
I don't know. I ain't got a mannequin fetish.
Cuddle.
Yeah, I guess so.
Didn't the serial killer
I wonder if he named them.
have a mannequin fetish?
What if he named them?
I'm sure he did.
Well, you said dolls at the beginning. Mannequins.
Maybe if he's still in a sex doll, I could understand it a little bit better, but I don't understand this.
Well, that's your kinky crimes. Yeah, that
kinky.
sucker is kinky. French maid outfit, huh?
I'm pretty sure they didn't want those mannequins back.
Let's go across the pond where we're going to meet some dumb, well, it's not the criminal that's dumb. Let's determine who's dumb here. Lincolnshire squad cars raced through the streets as the dreadful word traveled of a mass homicide in this quaint seaside village. They'd received an emergency call from an eyewitness who had seen bodies sprawled out across the floor. Prepared for the ultimate horror, these brave UK officers burst through the door of the given address. And there the bodies were, laid out right in front of them. Just as the Branch Davidians had dutifully consumed their punch, this group had followed their cult leaders' instructions and committed the Savasana. The Savasana, or corpse pose, as it's more commonly known, is a frequently utilized pose in Ms. Gwendolyn's Wednesday afternoon yoga class.
Okay.
Unfortunately, local townsperson James L. Chapman IV was not wise in the ways of the yogis. When he noticed the students lying lifeless on the ground, he could only assume they were all victims of a mass killing. The Seascape Cafe in Skegness revealed the hilarious mishap while apologizing for, quote, the mass of police sirens disturbing the seaside town Zen. The corpse pose, also known as the Savasana, is where a person lays on their back with their arms and legs spread out. Miss Gwendolyn, who owns Unity Yoga, confirmed that everyone is safe and we all enjoyed a wonderful evening of meditation and yoga. My heart goes out to the people who thought I was a murderer, but I can assure you I just hold space for deep relaxation, she joked.
That is crazy. It's like
that's a dumb witness.
Yeah, dumb witness. He needs to get.
But I mean, you're walking by a yoga studio, dude.
You get some business and stay out of there. So, yeah, dumb
witness.
Yeah.
What's his name really, L. Chapman?
The fourth. Are you L?
No, but I'm just saying.
Hey, I got to get it from you. Give us the accent.
For what?
British.
Hello, mate.
What did you say on all of them? About fancy a spot of tea? Or,
Do you fancy a spot of tea?
Every time they talk, they make a statement, but they end their sentence in a question. Like, these are really good fish and chips, aren't they?
Hey, we are very good at impersonating other.
Fancy a spot of tea? Would you?
Rosetta Stone is taking a gap in their advertising. It's starting to impact us in a big way. We need you folks back.
Yes.
So you're not the fourth? You're not James L. the fourth?
No.
Okay, damn it.
They stole what?
They stole what? That's right.
They steal, Jim Chapman.
Another they stole what? And we're going to tell you about a Louisiana family that is facing multiple charges after a bus was taken for a joyride in the middle of the night, then returned with damage. This, according to the St. Charles Parish Sheriff's Office, and it happened in Destrehan at a middle school. Deputies were called at 6:42 a.m. after a gate was found damaged on the property. When the deputies arrived, the complainant advised that someone had entered the fenced-in bus parking area and taken a bus. The bus drove through the gate, causing damage to the bus, obviously, and the gate. The bus was then driven to Bayou Gauche area before being driven back to the bus parking area and left. Bayou Gauche is about 17 miles south of the school on the opposite side of the Mississippi River. Investigators connected the incident to a 33-year-old man from Bayou Gauche who was arrested and charged with unauthorized use of a motor vehicle, unauthorized entry into a business, and simple criminal damage to property. Two relatives, a 68-year-old man and 54-year-old woman, were also arrested the same day and face 3 counts of each accessories after the fact. All 3 were booked into a correctional center. Details of why the bus were taken and returned have not been released.
Yeah, I'm sure seemed like a
How
good
about
idea
that?
at the time.
Still in a friggin'
Probably
school
a
bus.
Louisiana Saturday night after they had a few.
I'm going to tell you what, if I want to go for a joyride, I ain't stealing a school bus. Still in like
Well,
a
but you
Porsche
can
or
you can
something.
bring a lot of your buddies with you if you get the bus.
Oh, that's true. I hadn't thought about that. That is true. So that is your. They stole what?
They stole what?
All right, guys. We wrapped up another Monday. Any final thoughts?
Two Monday night football games tonight.
There you go. 2 of them.
I'm still waiting for some people to crack some eggs on my head.
Hey,
I don't know what's
we've had
going on.
some
our
some
rescue.
progression, and that's some people have been donating. So
Our Rescue, OUR Rescue.org.
right.
See
And they, all the
something
money that
Bring
you
it on.
donate, all that's going to go straight to that cause. So.
Absolutely.
And the egg breaking, that we won't even deduct the cost of the eggs out of it.
Nope. Ain't going to do it. And
I'm going to wear my Rocky shorts.
and play the Rocky
I'm gonna-
The
thing.
one that he
I'm
ran
gonna-
with Apollo in.
I'm going to do the whole Rocky scene with the eggs.
Very good.
I think he wore gray, the sweatsuit.
Yeah,
when he
it
running
was.
eggs.
It was gray.
It wasn't in the shorts.
Well, at other points he wore his all-American shorts. I can wear the gray.
right.
Yeah, no, you saw
I'll wear an Eagles jersey. How's that?
There you go.
All right. Do what you can to end human trafficking
See something, say
worldwide and learn a lot of information by going to rrescue.org. And until next time, I'm Jim Chapman.
And Woody Overton.
And I'm Mike Agovino.
Your host of Real Life, Real Crime Daily. Peace.
Aglets.
Good shit.
It is Ryan here, and I have a question for you. What do you do when you win? Like, are you a fist pumper, a woohooer, a hand clapper, a high fiver? If you want to hone in on those winning moves, check out Chumba Casino. Choose from hundreds of social casino-style games for your chance to redeem serious cash prizes. There are new game releases weekly, plus free daily bonuses. So don't wait. Start having the most fun ever at ChumbaCasino.com.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.